You portrayed actually four characters, that are really historical, like reference, but who would you want to, if the movie was set in this time, who are the politicians that you want to portray?
That's an interesting question.
Mm.
I mean, I would like.
There are so many to choose from because the good thing about the Kingsman, and particularly this film, is that the kind of, shall we say, the unpleasant historical figures are figures of that we as an audience are able to laugh at, and it's important generally that we laugh at our tyrants and at the some of the idiots who lead us, and unfortunately for the world right now, there are many, many idiots to choose from.
Unfortunately, yes, but on the other side, in your opinion, who are the real gentlemen today? Since Kingsman is all based on this concept of being a gentleman also in real life, who are the real gentlemen?
It's a good question.
Well, in terms of doing what's right, I would say during this pandemic, the people who have stepped up and done the right thing in all our countries are the healthcare workers who have just selflessly done what they believe is right, regardless of what's thrown at them by either, by the pandemic itself or the ineptitude sometimes of their own government. They've selflessly left the house and gone to work to save lives, I guess, without sounding too worthy.
Yeah.
Who are the modern gentlemen? Dying breed, a breed we're trying to keep alive. A modern gentleman is someone who still will tell the truth, will treat people well, and who's a modern day gentleman? They're probably out there, but they're not coming to my head. Colin Firth is still Colin Firth and Rhys Ifans are still gentlemen. Not many out there though.
Yeah. I mean, it's really about courtesy. I think people that are courteous to one another are gentle men, women. It's an aspect of British culture that I'm kind of proud of, is that kind of the manners and the courtesy. There are other aspects that I'm not so proud of, but that's one of the things I think, oh yeah, we do that well. We look off, it's about being caring for the other person and aware of what they might need or want.
Well, the thing is about real gentlemen is they would never be obvious because they would always take a back seat. So you don't really. I can think of one or two private individuals who I know who I would call gentlemen, just because they represent within who they are in essence goodness, kindness, sense of humor, the capacity to forgive. But generally, they're just individuals who I can think of who are not. I don't think you find them in politics at all. I don't think you might find one or two in business. You may find one or two in law, but the idea was when there was the gentleman politician. I think they're long dead. They're a breed, they're an extinct breed.
I totally agree with Rafe. I don't think it's those individuals that are sort of peacocking. I think it's probably more the ones that are quietly going about their business or their causes. People working within the social services or the military.
Because it's pure entertainment, but it's really well balanced and makes you think, makes you laugh and makes you think a lot. And also in a certain way, it pays homage to, a generation that have sacrificed their life on trenches. So how much was important this aspect of the movie for you?
All of us, when we received the script, I'm remembering conversations with other actors and Harris and Tom Hollander, who's a friend, and Rhys. How is Matthew going to balance these very different energies, styles, father-son, familial tension, First World War, terrible, appalling sacrifice and loss, and the Kingsman brand of action and fighting with humour and high profile, slightly camp fighting sequences. How is he going to juggle it all without it feeling like too many mismatched clothes together in one wardrobe? But I think he's done it. He's done it. I mean, I think we'll see what audiences and critics and people say. But I think there's a strong through line about integrity, honour, a kind of aspiration for a sort of pure world of good, but the good people who are not motivated by self-interest. So I think he's got this quite... It's interesting that he ends up with this Arthurian, the Knights of the Round Table, men dedicated to fighting evil and serving their king, men of honour and principle. In this case, we have the wonderful Gemma Arterton also as a quote-unquote knight. So we have this, and this is maybe going to go forward, we hope. But I think if you take the Round Table and you take... these are King Arthur and the Round... It's symbolic of a sort of aspiration to doing the right thing, to doing good. And it's quite sort of innocence in a way. I mean, we're living in such a cynical time, and a time where that sort of idealism is really not at all available in the real world, I don't think. So Matthew, in a way, I mean, the film has a great romantic heart beating at its centre.
The way this story was told, in the ways that we also use a part of history that was, obviously we oftentimes choose to forget about and choose to ignore, and that leads oftentimes to repeating the same mistakes. That's very clear here, and that's very demonstrated in the way Matthew Vaughn brought this story together.